Chapter 6, Ravine. The word accompanied a tremendous firecrack. A tall ascending streak of light exploded above them with a deafening sound of permanence. There was a tremendous outpouring of excitement, energy and joy. The masked guests cried and screamed, reflecting the lavish firework display. All Lang Syne began, though the entire event was lost on the Femme Fatales, who were finding it easy to execute their business in the dereliction of everyone else. Femme Fatale Red was just behind Dramascus, and it was easy for her to slip the capsule into the remains of his glass. Dramascus downed the rest of his drink and came up to the Baroness with reluctantly tendered goodbyes. Meanwhile, in groups of 1, 2 or more, the masked guests rippled or peeled off their masks, and there was raucous behaviour. Dramascus, the only guest with a mask left on, put down his glass and calmly made to leave the courtyard on the way to his car. Jakes and Simone de Poix, their faces full of malice, made to follow, but were intercepted by the Femme Fatales, who eventually persuaded them to stay put. Dramascus got in his car and slid smoothly away. Shortly after, Femme Fatale Blue drove the others off in a curiously gaudy, light pink van. Femme Fatale White opened her compact, checkered, with green edging. A checkered menu screen dissolved to reveal the face of the overseer. She opened her lips to speak. A tier of mountain paths, elegantly lit, trailed the length of the tall cliffs to the former Saracen fort. Dramascus slowed down as he approached the first path. The car banked easily and made its way along the upward contours with no strain at all. Dramascus allowed himself to relax as the car ascended the top to turn left to face the second path. As the curious, gaudy, light pink van arrived on the main road, the Femme Fatales got their bearings. Femme Fatale Blue pointed to the tier of mountain paths. Dramascus's car was about to turn onto the fourth of 7 paths when he cast a look downwards. He saw the light pink van make for the entrance to the pathways. Dramascus screwed up his eyes to make out the passengers, and for some reason couldn't. He increased his speed. A road barrier on the left, mountains to the right. The narrow roads twisted and turned. The Femme Fatales hastily sped up the first path and into the next, a number of sharp, sporadic movements that left them reeling and the van operating to its maximum faculty. They had reached the 3rd pathway and could see their prey turning from the 5th onto the 6th. Dramascus looked down the path behind him. To his relief, he could see no more from this angle, but shook his head as his vision blurred. His mind raced back to the party, the glass of champagne proffered by Jakes, and the proximity of the strange women he could see were now following him. He shook his head again, to rid both the sensation and the memory. At the top of the 6th path, Dramascus made to turn the vehicle around and glimpsed a square of light pink over the tops of the bushes immediately below. Dramascus was advancing to the summit of the 7th and final path when Femme Fatale Blue blared her horn at him. He saw the view in his rear mirror duplicated and shook his head yet again. Femme Fatale Red glimpsed warily at Dramascus's driving. That's the drink. Slow down. A collection of tin cans rattling around and cavorting newlyweds in a stretch limo with Just Married diverted him. Dramascus's vision blurred permanently, so that the light pink van sneaked up on him. The 3 strange women drew even, and then overtook him. The van blocked the path as the actor slumped over the wheel. The Femme Fatales disengaged from the van. Hands on hips, checkered shades on, advancing steadily towards him. Dramascus's vehicle began to roll backwards, down the path. 2 of the women, Femme Fatales Red and Blue, ran to stop it, as Femme Fatale White got back into the van. The car came to a halt. It hung precariously over the highest path, caught on an overhanging rock. Femme Fatale Red sat on the back, while Femme Fatale Blue tried to get at the unconscious passenger. The more she tried, the more the car inclined to tilt. Femme Fatale White drove up and secured rope to the vehicle, enabling Femme Fatale Blue some purchase on Dramascus. She shattered the driver's window with a futuristic-looking gun and got in beside him. "I think I can manage," she said. As if in defiance, the car nudged forward an inch. Femme Fatale Red felt the motion tip downwards and considered getting off the bonnet in the interest of self-preservation. Femme Fatale Blue, grabbing hold of Dramascus, cleverly stabilised the weight by moving the car seat back a notch. In the meantime, Femme Fatale White started the van's engine and the rope between the vehicles went taut. Femme Fatale Red got off the bonnet and helped Femme Fatale Blue lay Dramascus out on the road. They inspected the badly bruised and bleeding hand with obvious concern. "The overseer's not going to like that at all," Femme Fatale Blue noted. She produced a spray that instantly congealed the blood. It would also act as a temporary painkiller until they got him to London. Femme Fatale Red pointed a gun at Dramascus and fired. An archery symbol slapped onto his neck. It receded into his skin, leaving behind the legend, "Checkmate." The release of weight caused the car to return to its precarious state before a plunging nosedive and a series of savage impacts, 1, 2, 3, that finished off the remains of the windscreen and ignited the car's engine. The vehicle abruptly landed in a ravine. 2 short explosions were overshadowed by a gigantic third orangey-red fireball, as reflected off the Femme Fatale's checkered shades. They turned to look away. Dramascus's car lay at the foot of the ravine, a burnt cinder. Femme Fatale White unlocked the rear of the light pink van. Femme Fatale's red and blue interned the unconscious form of Dramascus on a leopard skin rug and closed up. The overseer's face came into view on Femme Fatale White's compact. "Well, target accomplished, White Queen," said Femme Fatale White. "One down, one to go," said the overseer. Beside her, the file of a broodingly good-looking dark-haired man in his late 20s, Ryan Vanguard, filled her mind. Smoozy New Year revellers listened to the Universal from Blur as Frederick interrupted Baroness Trist to inform her of some disquieting news. Her hand covered the trembling lower portion of her face. There was some respite within the next hour as police and paramedic teams confirmed that whatever had happened to Dramascus, he was not in the car at the point of impact. Since this mirrored the last episode to date of his hit TV series, The Masquerader, the Baroness was left pondering on what else her old friend may have been up to.